Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and welcome to another Multichrome Monday, which is a series I do here on my channel pretty much every Monday now, where I feature basically different multichromes. I do comparison swatches, I do also eye swatches, and I just do reviews of all kinds of multichrome shifty eyeshadows from different brands. So I do have a whole playlist that I will link down in the description box in case you're interested in multichromes. But today I'm going to be talking about the Danessa Myricks Twin Flame multichromes. I have 6 shades here. They started off with, I believe, 10 or something like that. They also have some very iridescent, almost like white based multichrome, but I don't have any of those. I did do a live stream when I first received this in the mail. It's been at least like 2 months and I've been really just trying them out and getting a feel for them. I have tried at this point quite a bit of different liquid multichrome eyeshadow or even jelly eyeshadow formulas, and I do have those videos up, which will also be linked down in the description box in case you're interested in more liquid and jelly multichromes. But let's get right into it. I'm going to be doing some eye swatches of these and I will be applying them on my bare lid over no eyeshadow primer just so you can see how these apply, and I will be applying them with the applicator directly from the tube, as well as a silicone applicator and a flat brush to show you how these apply with different application techniques. And I would also highly recommend you check out Kinky Sweat's video on these. I will link that in the description box as well because it was really thorough, just different application techniques and layering, etc. Just a really great in-depth review. So let's get into the eye swatches and I will give you my thoughts on these at the end of the video. obviously multichromes are becoming much more mainstream as we saw in 2020, and I think they're only going to get more popular and more common in 2021. So as you saw in the swatches, I have 3 basically that are more like a jeweled multichrome with a blackened base. So like Divina Aurora Flare, we have a Terra Moons, also JD Glow, and also the Cleona Jeweled Stained Glass multichromes. Now I did already do some comparison swatches in my live stream, so if you are curious to any kind of dupes from any other brands, definitely check that out. But I did do a Multichrome Monday where I basically compared all kinds of multichromes to the Cleona Jeweled Stain collection of 20 multichromes, and you can see those in there compared to a bunch of Cleona eyeshadows, so check that out if you're interested. I would honestly not recommend these, especially not at full price. Overall, I would say a bit disappointed. It's definitely not my favorite formula. I find these to be very, very, very finicky. And I just feel like in particular these 3 that have the black base and they're just darker kind of multichromes, I just feel like once they dry down, they're not as metallic, and the shift is not as obvious in these as in some other just powder pressed multichromes. So I would definitely recommend checking out some other brands that carry these kinds of tones and these kinds of multichromes that are in pressed eyeshadow form. I think you're gonna have a much easier time applying them, wearing them, etc. Because that's something that also I was not a huge fan of, is that these don't wear really well on me, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, and it really all depends on just how much I put on and if I fully let it dry down. So I would say if you just really want to try these, go in with the thinnest layer possible and make sure you let it dry down before you open your lid, because the moment you open your lid and these are wet on your lids, they're gonna crease, and then it's gonna be like a permanent crease, and these do not layer really well either. You can definitely layer them, but you will feel the layers on your eyelids, and for that reason I much prefer the Natasha Denona Chromium liquid eyeshadows, because those are just so foolproof. I feel like those apply really easily, very pigmented, very smooth. You can easily blend out those edges of those, and they wear so great no matter how I apply them, how much I apply. It's just such a better formula than these. And like I said, I feel like they look a little bit more dull on the eyes once they dry down. They of course look more metallic when they're wet, but the creasing is just really such a big issue. Just making sure you put on the perfect amount, that it's not too much. And that's why I would not recommend these 3 particular shades. However, I do like the other 3 shades that I have that are a little bit more translucent. So those are Forever, Soulmate, and Obsessed. So these ones, as you saw, they're very much more translucent. They're not iridescent, but they're translucent. They're more like toppers, which I like a lot better because you can layer these over a black base and get like a similar effect of these, but have much more shine. These are very, very metallic. I absolutely love Forever and Soulmate. I think these 2 are my favorite. However, the same thing applies as to the other deeper shades. Make sure you go in with a very thin layer and make sure that it fully dries down. Something that bothers me about these, because obviously like you gotta let it dry down, that's just with any liquid eyeshadow, but with these I feel like it takes a long time. That's just not ideal because you don't want to have to sit there and try to like make it dry faster. So these do have that similar issue, but I would say if these are on sale and you love the colors, I would try 1 or 2 of these out. But keep in mind that they are finicky. Get one of these, just one of these, try them out, see how you feel about them. It might be different for everybody. I do have oily hooded lids, so it could definitely play a huge part because I have to make sure that I'm looking down basically for like a few minutes until they dry down. But if you have maybe wide set eyes, you'll probably not have those same issues. Now I do want to try at least one of the iridescent ones because I do want to try it as a highlighter as well, inner corner highlighter, face highlighter, etc. So I do want to try that one, and just I feel like a little better going into trying one of those now that I have experienced these and I know how these work. Now I will not be going out of my way to reach for these. I just have other formulas that I much prefer, even though I would say these are pretty unique, especially Forever and Soulmate. These 2, I do feel like they're pretty unique and I don't have anything similar to them in terms of like them being toppers and liquid multichromes. So I do like them for that reason, but otherwise I just don't think that these are worth the money for this formula. It's just, it should be much easier to use at this price point, in my opinion at least. But let me know in the comments below if you've tried any of the Twin Flames and how are you liking them, how are you applying them. So I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribe. There's so much indie makeup, shiny, shifty, sparkly eyeshadow content already on my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.